Hey everyone, it's Tales of Unoya. Nick here. Just wanted to say hello. And today, I wanted to go over high school fights, but more specifically, my first time watching a high school fight. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are you just watching? Why didn't you stop it? I'm gonna get to that soon, but like every good story, let's start from the beginning. So this story takes place during my sophomore years in high school. And at that time, I had been friends with this guy who I will call Jay. And the thing about Jay is that anytime there was a fight, he was the first person to see it. Me, on the other hand, I was never able to see anything go down. I was always there in the aftermath, seeing everyone get up and leave, but he was there in the front row, I guess, watching. And I was kind of jealous of that because it just seems like I've been missing out on what everyone's been talking about. But, it's not that big of a deal. But I always had that feeling of wishing to be there when it was happening right then and there. I know fighting's wrong, but hey, I was only a sophomore at the time, so cut me some slack, you know what I mean? Anyways, my friend Jay would always make fun of me for always being the one that's out of the loop, I guess you could say. Out of all our group of friends, I was always the one that never saw anything. And that really messed me up inside a little bit. I don't know why, but after that moment, I decided to change and to start looking for fights, not starting them, but just looking to see if one was going to start and try to be the first person there to watch it. And it never really worked because I would never know when the next fight was going to be or who was going to be there so I could be there first. I wasn't in a lot of the drama, but anytime I get a little hint of it, I try to be there. In the end, I failed. So I convinced myself maybe it's best that you don't see these fights. And I just went along with my life. But then one day it all changed. So I'm just walking to my 4th period class when I noticed these 2 football players in front of me. They were saying something, but I was too busy blasting my anime music to pay attention to what they were saying. But I noticed something was wrong. I turned down my music just a wee bit to see what they were saying, and I could hear one of them say, "Oh, I'm from the east side, bro, don't mess with me." So I'm just like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And then I see him take off his shirt and BAM! He punches the other guy in the face, and I'm just like, whoa, no, whoa! It was cray-cray. I didn't know how to deal with the situation because a bunch of people showed up and they're all shoving me forward towards the 2 fighters, and I try to push back because I ain't trying to die today. So it's just a giant struggle of me pushing back, them pushing forward, and man, it was crazy. It wasn't worth it, man. Watching to see fights is not worth it. I almost died. Then suddenly, my 4th period teacher pops out of nowhere and tackles the 2 fighters. And I'm just like, oh, Mr. Braggs, no! You're gonna get murdered! But it was all good, because my homie, Mr. Dr. Professor Braggs, took them both down. He pried them apart, security came up, and took them both away. I was surprised. I honestly didn't know what to think, because my teacher didn't really look like the type of person to take down 2 football players. But you did good, man. You get an applause. Good job. And yeah, that is my first time watching a fight. I did not enjoy it, I'll tell you that much. That's gonna be it for this video. As always, this is Tales of Unoya Nick saying, Auf Wiedersehen!